This is the 1st of August, 2024. Came across this clip, played for 6 minutes and 32 seconds, put up by Geopop, titled, Trump Technical Reconstruction of the Assassination Attempt with 3D Animation, Minute by Minute. Using a novel 3D animation technique, we constructed the July 13th, 2024 assassination attempt on Donald Trump in Butler, Pennsylvania, where the former U.S. president was holding a rally ahead of the elections. Using official information, we retraced the events minute by minute in an updated technical reconstruction of what happened on the day of the shooting. That afternoon, the assailant, Thomas Matthew Crooks, was 137 meters away, hidden on the slope roof. His presence had been noticed from the beginning of the rally, but how did he get on the roof? What really happened? In this video, we will analyze those 8 shots in 5.2 seconds, avoiding conspiracy theories and providing you with the detailed chronology of the attack's dynamics. So let's have a listen. This is up on BoobTube. We'll try to get rid of any ads that pop up.
This is the analytical and technical reconstruction of what happened during the assassination attempt on Trump on July 13th, 2024. We are in Butler, about 50 kilometers north of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. A rally by former President Donald Trump related to the election campaign is scheduled to take place on the land that annually hosts the local agricultural fair. His speech is scheduled for 5 p.m. Before examining the dynamics of the shooting, let's focus on the scene and the positions of the main figures involved. Trump is at the center of the stage, which is oriented towards west-northwest. Around the stage, there are 3 bleachers, one behind the stage and 2 positioned obliquely on the sides of the stage. In front of these, the audience is behind the bleachers. 2 pairs of snipers are stationed on 2 of the 3 buildings at a height of approximately 7 meters. One pair of snipers, which we will call the North Team, controls the northern view, and the other, the South Team, controls the southern view. At 137 meters north of Trump's position, looking from the top left of the stage, there is the aggressor Thomas Matthew Crooks of 20 years old. At the time of the shots, he was lying on the roof, located on the slope opposite the stage and slightly off-center towards the east. From this position, the aggressor has an optimal view of his target, and at the same time, thanks to the presence of a tree and the favorable inclination of the sloping roof, he is not easily visible to the snipers, especially the North Team, which is oriented directly towards him. Now let's look at the dynamics. At 6:03 p.m., Trump takes the stage and is cheered by the crowd for about 2 minutes. At around 6:04 p.m., some civilians outside the perimeter security zone set by the Secret Service see Crooks climbing onto the roof. At 6:05 p.m., Trump begins to speak. At 6:09:32 p.m., the first real alarms are raised by people who clearly see Crooks lying on the roof with a rifle. A few seconds later, at 6:09:36 p.m., the sniper pair from the South Team changes position towards the north, evidently informed of the threat. So, we arrive at 6:10:07 p.m., 86 seconds after the first shot, the one that will hit Trump's right ear. Civilians are shouting, pointing out Crooks's position to the police officers. At 6:11:24 p.m., people in the audience also start filming videos towards the north, suggesting that they too have noticed something is wrong. At 6:11:27 p.m., screams are heard among the crowd, exclaiming, "He's armed, he has a gun, he's on the roof." And here we are. At 6:11:33 p.m., Crooks opens fire, shooting a total of exactly 8 bullets in about 5 seconds.
That's not true. He couldn't have been the one that shot all those bullets because the first three sound distinctly different than the next five. And they would all sound exactly the same if they were shot from the same location out of the same kind of weapon. How did they find 308 brass? Anyway, let's go back.
The first three before Trump ducks, and then when he goes down, another five in quick succession. The first bullet hits Trump's ear. Only a quick and random turn of his head to the right side to point directly at the big screen saved his life. The other 7 shots completely missed the intended target, but unfortunately end up hitting the crowd, injuring 2 innocent people and tragically killing a third person, former firefighter Corey Comparatore, who was standing in the left stands right along the trajectory between Crooks and Trump. At this critical point in time, 1 second after Crooks' last shot, at exactly 6:11:39 p.m., the very first return fire shot is fired, and to this very day, it is still unknown if it hits the attacker. According to the most recent reconstructions, the shot was fired by a police sniper positioned in the building behind the attacker. The second and final shot that definitively neutralizes the attacker is fired by the snipers about 9 seconds later at 6:11:48 p.m. According to most likely reconstructions, it came from the North team despite the limited view from the tree. Now, there are some important considerations to make. This is an updated reconstruction as of July 25th, 2024. I can tell you that by studying and analyzing the issue, there are still some uncertain aspects, such as which sniper team, North team or South team, indeed fired the last shot. But above all, there are indeed many questions and doubts about how all of this was possible. How many of you have wondered how it could be possible that neither the police nor the Secret Services managed to stop a man who had already been reported as suspicious an hour before the attack? Wouldn't it have been better to prevent Trump from taking the stage? All legitimate questions, of course. There were certainly several security breaches, as evidenced by the resignation of the head of the Secret Services, Kimberly A. Cito, on July 24th. It is also certain that in these cases where everything seems absurd, large spaces are definitely created for new conspiracies and plots that we, I say this clearly, absolutely do not want to fuel. I hope this video has been helpful in clarifying the dynamics of this event, which will undoubtedly go down in history. I look forward to seeing you next time.
So what do you think, huh? Have a look at the clip. Again, how did they explain the 308 brass that was found? And why hasn't anyone done a technical analysis of the gunshots, other than the one that was done, but it should have been done by the government? But why would they do it? You don't expect a coyote to do an investigation on a chicken coop attack, do you? I'll attach the link, pass it along, and thanks for listening.